Hi there, and welcome to this 116th live tech Q&A session. Yes, I know it's a Wednesday today, but I just couldn't do the live Q&A yesterday because we were having a lot of internet problems, and in fact, my ISP, that is ACT Broadband, was having a lot of problems. It not only went down in entire Hyderabad, but I believe it even went down in Bangalore. So I simply couldn't do the live Q&A yesterday. So we're doing it today. And I can see quite a few questions. And again, it's the same. Post your questions via Twitter and just use the hashtag that is askgeekyranjit, and I'll take up the questions. And I can see quite a few questions already. So let's just take them up first. The first question I got was from Umesh, and he says, "How good is the camera of the Lenovo Vibe X3? Is it better than the Mi 4 or the OnePlus One?" I would say definitely it's better than the OnePlus One because I have the OnePlus One and I took some snaps. It is better than the OnePlus One. I don't have the Mi 4 to compare. The thing is that the camera is not totally bad with the Vibe X3, but the thing is that the overall performance of this phone is so good. It acts like a flagship in terms of overall performance. No lagginess or anything. The screen quality is very good, and in that way I had a lot of expectations with the camera because it's having a 21 megapixel shooter, and there I feel the sharpness is a little bit less. In fact, on yesterday on Twitter I posted some pictures, and for the most part those pictures were fine, but again I noticed that when I shoot some pictures in indoor lighting and in artificial lighting, if you're not careful, because it does not have any optical image stabilizations, the more pictures can come out to be really blurry. So I'm not sure if it is better than the Mi 4 or worse because I don't have the Mi 4, but definitely better than the OnePlus. Again, to give you an idea, if you compare it with smartphones in this price range around 20,000, that is the OnePlus X, OnePlus One, definitely the camera is much better than those ones. But again, if you start comparing it with the flagships like the S6 and stuff, then you will be sort of disappointed. So don't get me wrong when I say the camera is not that great. That means it's not bad, but again, compared to the flagships, if you compare it, then it will be disappointing. And particularly in low lighting conditions and indoor lighting, if you're not careful, the pictures will come out to be a little bit blurry. That's what I have noticed. Anyways, let's move to the next question. And again, guys, thank you for joining this Q&A because I just couldn't do it yesterday, and I can still see that quite a few of you have joined, so thumbs up for that. So let's continue. And this is by Mr. Kirti. He is asking which one is better, the LE TV 1S, this is the LE 1S, or the Lenovo K4 Note. I also have the Lenovo K4 Note, and definitely I have to say the LE 1S is just a way better device compared to the K4 Note, except in the camera department. I feel in the camera department, the Lenovo K4 Note does better. But in other aspects, I have to say, talking from the fingerprint scanner to the build quality, the in-hand feel, the overall performance, gaming performance, definitely the LE1S is better. Even in terms of battery life, though the K4 Note has a bigger battery, that's a 3,300 milliamp hour, if I recall, and this one has a 3,000 milliamp hour battery. Even in battery life, the LE1S did much better compared to the K4 Note. So apart from the camera, I would say the K4 Note is definitely a much better device compared to the K4 Note. I hope that helps. Let's move to the next one. This is by Aditya. He's asking about the Samsung Galaxy A5. And he says, or the Asus Zenfone Laser. He says camera is important. I would say, as you're saying, camera is your main priority. Then the Samsung Galaxy A5 goes ahead, I have to say. But again, the new generation of the Galaxy A5, the 2016 series, is expected to be launched anytime very soon. In fact, tomorrow, I guess, it will be announced because Samsung is hosting an event in Malaysia, and I've heard that they might launch those devices there. Anyways, let's move to the next question. Again, this is by Tamur Khan. He says, is it worth selling the Samsung Galaxy S6 in order to buy the Galaxy A5 2016 edition, or should I stick to the Galaxy S6? In my personal opinion, I would say just stick to the Galaxy S6 because the Galaxy A5 series is just a mid-range device, and the camera is also not that advanced in the mid-range series. It does not have stuff like optical image stabilization, and obviously it won't use the advanced sensors that's used in the flagship. So definitely the what do you say, Galaxy S6 would be a better bet. Let's move. This is by Bhavyan. He is asking interesting question. Let's take it. He says, why Chinese phones are cheap and are they any good? I know they are good, but my friend says all are local. First thing you got to understand is that almost all the phones, even the iPhones and stuff, are almost all the phones are manufactured in China, and it depends from vendor to vendor the quality. So yes, there are some Chinese phones that are really cheap in build quality and they are not good, but some of the others are actually very good. For example, Xiaomi has very good. Even this LE TV that I'm testing, the build quality is amazing. It just feels like the quality is as good as an Apple phone. So it depends from vendor to vendor, I would say. So saying that all are local is a wrong thing, because almost 95% of the phones are manufactured in China. The made in India thing also, most of the components are actually made in China. They are just assembled here in India. So again, it depends from vendor to vendor, I would say. Anyways, let's move. Uh, Again, similar question. This is by Radhe. He says, is the new brand LETV a trustworthy brand? It's a new brand. As you can see, a lot of Chinese vendors are actually now jumping into India because China has become sort of a saturated market. So yes, it's a new brand. And in China also, they have become sort of pretty big. So it's not a small brand. But again, yes, it's a very new brand. And yes, they quoted in the press release that they'll be having 550 service centers. But only time will tell how is the service. Moving to the handset, I would say the handset quality is very good. I've been using this handset now for about 5 odd days, and the performance has been good and it's working actually very well. But again, I can't talk about the after sale service. How will it be after 6 months and stuff like that? Only time will tell. So let's move. Again, I'm getting a question on this LE TV. Let's take it. This is by Ronak. He says, Xiaomi Mi 4 or the LE 1S, which is better? As of now, I would say I would go with the LE 1S. Simple fact is that it's a dual SIM device. It also has 4G support, where the Xiaomi Mi 4 does not have 4G support. Also, in terms of build quality, both the Mi 4 is good, but this one feels even better than that because the entire body is metallic. So if I had to pick one right now, I will pick this LE1S for the simple fact that it has 4G support and dual SIM support, which the Mi 4 does not have. This is by Satyaki Sardar. He's asking, does the Lenovo Vibe X3 have a multicolored LED light? And the backlight buttons, are they backlit? No, the backlight lit buttons, for example, let me unlock, are not backlit. As you can see, they don't light up. It has a physical LED notification light over here, but that is also a single color, and that lights up in white when you get notification. So it's not a multicolored one. Let's move. This is by Pranav Sharma. He's asking, what is MHL and which phones currently supported? MHL was a hip thing a couple of years ago. You just get an MHL cable, you attach it to your phone, and it's like a USB cable, and the other end would be having a HDMI port, so that way you can connect it to a TV. So whatever you do on your phone will be reflected towards the TV. That's the main use of MHL adapters and cables. But these days they're not that prevalent, because now we have stuff like Chromecast, you can do screen casting, you can do Miracast. All of those things can be done wirelessly. So MHL is sort of not very important. But I have actually not even tested in the past 1.5 years which phones support MHL. Generally, most of the Samsung phones, at least the upper mid-range and the higher flagships, support MHL. But now, as I've told you, now we have stuff like Chromecast, Miracast and stuff. I have hardly seen many people using MHL cables. Let's move to the next one. This is by Hussein. He's asking Samsung Galaxy J7 or the OnePlus X. He says, my main priorities are camera and performance. I would say the OnePlus X is also a very nice phone. This is the OnePlus X. It's a very sleek phone, I would say. So if looks are the most important thing, I would say the OnePlus X will go ahead. But in terms of camera and performance and battery life, I would say the Galaxy J7 will go ahead. But again, with Galaxy J7, as it's a Samsung device, some of the sensors are missing, like it does not have auto brightness sensor. But definitely, I feel the camera and battery life and the performance also was very good on the J7. It could even play heavy games without any issues. So that way, the Galaxy J7 would get my vote. But again, in looks, I would say the OnePlus X definitely goes ahead. But again, the battery life is way better on the Galaxy J7. The battery life on the OnePlus X is strictly very average. Let's move. Oops, 1 second. My Surface Pro is going crazy. Yeah. Okay, this is by Tamil Selvan. He says, hi Ranjit, which one is better, Lenovo Vibe X3 or the Lumia 730 in terms of camera? Dude, the Lumia 730 was what? I tested it almost 2 years ago. So I simply don't recall. Yes, the camera performance of the Lumia 730 was very good. But if I recall, it had just a 6.3 megapixel or something camera. Yes, in that era, about 2 years ago, the camera performance was very good. But I simply don't have the Lumia 730 right now to do a side-by-side comparison with the Vibe X3, I would say. Certainly, I'll be posting the full in-depth review of the Vibe X3. I would say overall, I'm very impressed with this phone. That's why my primary SIM is in this one. But yeah, the camera is the sort of the weak point of this phone. In every other aspects, I would say it has went beyond my expectations. So the camera is the average point about this Vibe X. Let's move. This is by The Rock. I'll just take this question, but I'm not doing this, but I'll take it. He says, do a 30,000 rupees gaming PC for India as you did a couple of years ago. The Rock, that won't be possible because these days I'm simply not concentrating that much on PC hardware. I'm actually not even following the PC hardware scene, so it would be difficult. This is by Tank Mehta. He says, can you suggest me another good phone in the price range of about 13,000 rupees? He says he couldn't buy the LE TV 1S in yesterday's flash sale. We also have another flash sale for this LE TV 1S on 9th. But again, other options I would suggest is the Moto G3. Now you can get the Moto G3 for 11,000, and I feel for that price it's a very good phone. But if you do a lot of gaming, then go with the Moto G Turbo, and I think so that is for 12,500. I hope that helps. Let's move. This is by Sairam, a computer-related question. He says, my question is that does the MacBook Pro or any other Macs support Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, etc.? Yes, the Macs support, Microsoft Word. And in fact, Microsoft has a complete Microsoft Office suite for the Mac. So it works just like on the PC. And even if you write a Word document or make an Excel sheet in the PC, they work perfectly fine on the Mac because the Word, Excel, and whatever, the Microsoft suite is made by Microsoft for the Macs, and they work fine. Let's move. This is by Extreme Gamer. He says, should I buy the LE TV 1S or should I wait for the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3, which is going to arrive in a couple of days? You can wait and see when and if at what price point the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 launches. I've heard rumors that it will be the Snapdragon 650 chipset. So it will be interesting to see how it performs compared to the LE1S, which has this Helio X1. For example, I've already posted the gaming review of this one. And if you saw the gaming review, it could even run those heavy games without any issues. So it'll be interesting to test out how the Redmi Note 3 performs. As of now, I simply can't comment about it because my policy is simple, not to comment about products unless I've tested them. So if and when the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 launches, I will definitely try to test it out. And only after that, I can say if it is better than this LE1S or whatever. I hope that answers your question. This is by Salunga. He says, does the Redmi 2 support fast charging? Will the Oki quick charger that you have supported? The Oki quick charger that I have is the Qualcomm, Qualcomm's quick charging 2 certified. That means it is compatible even with the Qualcomm quick charging 1 support. And I think so the Redmi 2 Prime, if I recall, has the Qualcomm charging 1 support. So yes, it will work. All Qualcomm quick chargers that are certified by Qualcomm certified 2 chargers are backward compatible. Let's move. Give me a second. This is by Ankit. He says, "Hey, you said in long-term review that the Note 5 after one second. He framed the question wrong. He said, yeah, I think so. He says, after your long-term review of the Note 5, you said the battery improved. What about the Galaxy S6? I just don't have the Galaxy S6, so I can't comment about the performance. But the Galaxy S6 performance in battery life was nothing that great to start off. So I'm not sure how is the battery life now. I simply don't have the Galaxy S6 with me to test it now. Let's move. This is by Rakesh. He says, does the Vibe X3 has a plastic back, and how is the build quality? The back is sort of plastic. They say it's a resin, some coating. So it's a weird type of plastic. I would say soft sort of plastic. But the entire casing, chassis is made up of metal. And I'm using it without the protective case that came, and I'm putting it down heavily and nothing. So nothing has happened. So this is holding very well. And in fact, Lenovo said that this back casing, they have a special coating that resists scratches and stuff. So it's fine, I would say. Build quality, no issues. Again, the build quality is actually good on the Vibe X3. Let's move. This is by Chandrasekhar. He says, should I buy the Nexus 6P or should I wait for the Xiaomi Mi 5? It's up to you. I like the Nexus 6P. That's one of my favorite Android phones, one of the best Android phones that I have used till date. This is my personal unit. And whenever I'm done with my testing, my primary SIM just goes back in the Nexus 6P. So it's a very good phone. But again, yeah, the Mi 5 might be coming out in February. But again, I'm not very sure if the Mi 5 will be launching in India. Yes, it's going to be announced in China. But lately, the way Xiaomi is doing stuff, they announce stuff for China. And the products get launched in India very late. So I'm not very sure when the Mi 5 will be officially launched in India. Let's move. This is by Hello Moto. Interesting name. He says the LE1S versus the Honor 5X. Definitely, the LE1S is a far better device than this Honor 5X. The Honor 5X is exhibiting a bit of lag even in the UI. I didn't test the camera of the Honor 5X, so I'm not sure how is the performance, but general overall performance, I would say the LE1S will go ahead. Also, LE1S has additional functionality like an IR blaster, which we don't have on this Honor 5X. And the Honor 5X has just 2 GB of RAM, whereas this LE1S has 3 GB of RAM. So my pick would be the LE1S over the Honor 5X. But again, I have to test the camera on the Honor 5X. So give me a second, guys. Let me just refresh the questions. It's going crazy. Oops. Twitter is acting crazy now. That's 1 second, guys. This is my Naveen. He says, my friend wants to buy a new mobile. His budget is around 13,000. Which mobile would be a better choice? I would say Moto G3, Moto G3 Turbo, or the LE1S would be my picks. This is by Mohammad Rafiq. Then he's asking how to judge the new smartphones based on specifications. It's a really bad idea to judge a smartphone just based on specifications, because if you just look at the specs and not the actual end user experience, you might be for a road shock. So just hold on and see the actual user reviews to gauge the performance. It's a very bad idea to just gauge a device based on the specs. For example, even in my family's cousins do that. My close cousin, who just lives 2 floors underneath me, purchased this Lenovo K4 Note. He didn't even ask me. And after he got it and he used it for a day and a half, he came back to me and he was complaining because he just bought it because seeing the specs. And though the specs look great and on paper it looked great, but the performance, the battery life, and even the cellular call quality was not good. So it's a very bad idea to just buy devices just seeing the specs. The end user experience is what counts. Anyways, let's move. This is by Ratul Chakraborty. He says, in terms of overall camera performance, Samsung Galaxy Note 5 or the iPhone 6s, I would go with the Note 5 over the iPhone 6s. Interestingly, I have the iPhone 6s with me, and I sold my Note 5, but still in the camera department, I'll pick the Note 5. This is by Karthik. He says, is the Snapdragon 808 chipset hexacore or octa-core? It's a hexacore chipset. It is having a 6-core chip. Actually, the first 2 cores are the powerful cores based on the ARM Cortex A57 architecture, and the other 4 cores are based on the ARM Cortex A53. So it's a 6-core chip. Let's move. This is by Vishal. He's asking, Samsung Galaxy A8 versus the Moto X Play in gaming. I would say the A8 did better in gaming, but if I have to pick, I'll pick the Vibe X3 instead of both those phones for gaming. Just watch the gaming review that I did with the Lenovo Vibe X3. 1 second, guys. Let me just look at the questions. This is by Sankalp. He's saying, I'm getting the Note 5 for rupees 25,000. It is a good choice now. Any other suggestion? Sankalp, my wife is actually using the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. It is still a decent phone, but now I notice some lagginess with that. And also, looks like Samsung has forgotten about that device. It's still stuck on 5.0.1. So I'm not very sure when will Android Marshmallow also come on it. And it's a little bit on the laggy side now. But again, if you feel that you're going to use the S Pen features, then still I feel the Note 4 is a very good handset. But again, be prepared for some minor lags here and there, I would say. And for that price of about 25,000, I feel it's a good device now. Let's move. This is by Condi. He's asking, any smartphone with a 5-inch screen size having flagship specs? Wow. I only feel that the Xperia Z5 Mini is one of the Android smartphones that is having the flagship specs. Others are simply not concentrating on lower screen sizes. But again, that was not officially launched in India. Anyways. This is by Shushant. He's asking, what is Android security patch level? Just saw that in the setting. Yeah, these days we are getting that Android security patch. Every month you'll get an update with the Android security patch. Think of that as Windows update. For example, with Windows, we had that Patch Tuesday, where we get all the patches for the security vulnerabilities every month. With Android, that is the Android security patch updates. And we have started to get that every month with all the security updates for Android. So it's happening once a month. And I've seen that on almost most of the flagship devices. For example, many of the Samsung devices are getting it. Obviously, the Nexus device get that. So I'm seeing that monthly. So it's a good thing, I would say. So again, that's the difference between flagship devices and some of the Chinese vendors. I don't see that security patch updates on many of the Chinese vendor phones, but with flagships and reputable brands, I'm seeing that. So again, that difference. Rachan, is the LE TV LE1S good? Any issues? The only issue and the compromise I see with this LE1S is in the camera department. Again, yesterday I posted the camera review. In indoor lighting and artificial lighting, it struggles. But apart from that, the phone has been performing actually very well. Even in battery life, I'm getting close to about 4 hours of screen on time, which is pretty good. And in fact, much better battery life than the K Phone Note. Let's Shushant is asking Logitech Bluetooth speakers X50 or the X100. I don't have the X100. I have the X50 and I love them. I've already posted my review of the Logitech X50 on my YouTube channel, so you can check out that for the details. But love the X50. Really portable and sound quality is very good. This is by Rahul. He's saying Honor 7 still a good buy. Yes, I feel the Honor 7 is a good phone if you're looking for a compact size phone. It sports that 5.2-inch screen. But if you want a larger screen size, then I feel this Vibe X3 might be a better bet. Let's move. This is my Mehul saying, he's asking, should I go with the Lenovo Vibe X3 or the OnePlus X? I need OTA updates and not so bulky UI. Yes, the Vibe X3 has that, Vibe UI, but it is almost sort of close to stock Android. As you can see, we have the app tray and stuff. The only big changes they've made is in the notification. They added that custom notification. So my picks would be, I have both the phones. I've tested both the phones, the OnePlus X and this Vibe X. My vote would go with the Vibe X. The Vibe X is just a better phone. The battery life is way better. Sound quality is way better. So just a way better phone, I would say, Vibe X3, between the OnePlus X and the Vibe X3. Let's move. Anil Sharma, he's asking, should I buy the Honor 5X or not? Priorities are good camera, excellent performance, and gaming. I haven't tested the camera of the Honor 5X, so I can't comment too much about it. But I'm not having great expectations with the camera because the Honor 7, which is their flagship, in that also the camera was sort of average. So I don't have very high hopes with the camera department, but I didn't test it. But I will try to post a gaming review, but I would not recommend this one for gaming because even in the general UI, I noticed some lackiness with the Honor 5X. Let's move. This is by Bharat Kumar. He says, is the Lenovo Vibe X3 display better than the Nexus 6P? Yes, I have both. This is the Nexus 6P. And this is the Vibe X3. And yes, I feel the screen quality is much better on the Vibe X3. The whites are more pure, whiter. And the fact is that the Lenovo actually really concentrated on the screen quality. Not many vendors concentrate on the screen quality. They just go on the specs like Quad HD or whatever. But if you look both of them side by side, I would say in terms of accurate color reproduction and contrast level and stuff, simply the Vibe X3 screens looks better in my opinion. Let's move. This is by Rajesh. He says, should I buy the Nexus 6P or wait for the Galaxy S7? I would say if you've waited this much time, just wait for the S7. It's going to be announced in February 22nd. So hopefully by March, we should be able to purchase it. So just wait, in my personal opinion. 1 second, guys. Technoholic is asking, I want your thoughts about the CoolPad Note 3 Lite. I haven't tested that device, so simply can't comment about it. 1 second. Anirudh is asking, is the Lenovo Vibe X3 a very good buy? I'm a rational user. My priorities is all around performance. Anirudh, the Vibe X3 is a very good phone. Overall, I'm very impressed with this phone. In terms of audio output, it's one of the best. Screen quality is really good. But the only average point that I have, the weak point about this device is the camera. The camera is very average in my opinion, but other things are actually very good. Even in the battery life, I would say it is way better than my Nexus 6P. I could get a screen on time between 5 to 6 hours. So let's move. Rahul is asking your thoughts on the Microsoft Surface Pro. Shall I go for it or not? This is the Surface Pro 4 that I have. Let me just unlock. We have that thing, iris detection. Yeah, as you can see, unlocked. Overall, I'm liking this tablet, but again, it's not for everyone because for the Fact, it's really expensive. Even if you go with the cheapest version, that is the Core i5, this is the one, it costs you 90,000, and you have to add that type cover extra, that is 12,500 more. So you have to spend 1,02,000. If you have that sort of budget with you, then you can go with it. I actually got this because I use it like a notepad also. As you can see, I take down written down notes for my research work and stuff, because an ordinary Android or an iPad was simply not cutting me down, because those tablets are more for consumption. But this is a full-fledged computer that is running Windows 10, so you can run anything on it. And I like this feature of just taking out the pen and jotting down notes. So if you feel that you're going to use it like a hybrid, and you're going to use the features like the pen, etc., and you can justify the pricing is okay, then certainly yes, it's a very good device. And though I was skeptical how would be the performance, because it has, the model that I purchased has just 4 GB of RAM, the performance is actually very good. And I've already posted some videos about this, so you can check out my channel. So overall, it's a very good device, but again, it's pricey, so you have to justify if you're going to use all those features. Let's move. But the only con with the Surface Pro 4 is the battery life is sort of average. Microsoft claims 9 hours, but in my usage, anywhere from between 4.5 hours to 6 hours that I'm getting. So that is the weak point, battery life, I would say. Let's move. Vinesh, can we charge USB-C type devices with normal USB cable? Yes, you can charge it, but again, you need an adapter, because the port is actually different. A normal micro USB port will simply not fit on this, so you need an adapter. Then you can use your normal chargers also. Let's move. This is by Anshul. He's asking, when will the LG V10 launch in India? I don't think so. LG has any plans of launching that one in India, so not sure about it. This is by Kavin. He's asking, best smartphone with a 2K screen in India. That's a tough one. My bet would go for this Nexus 6P or the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. Those will be my two picks as of now. Showme's sake, how do you think the Lenovo Vibe X3 fares against the competitors like the Utopia or the OnePlus 2? I haven't tested the Utopia, so simply can't comment. But I have tested the OnePlus 2, and I would pick the Vibe X3 over the OnePlus 2, because the OnePlus 2 experience was a little bit buggy, and in-hand feel, everything was not that premium. That way, I would prefer the Vibe X3 over the OnePlus 2. 1 second, guys. Just give me a second. And this is by Madhur. He's asking, does the LE TV LE1S, getting a lot of questions about this one, heat up in general usage, and what about the battery performance? The thing is that this LE1S, the back is entirely made up of metal, so it does get a little bit warm while usage. You feel that it gets a little bit warm, but I haven't noticed any excessive heating. Even, for example, I use this Nexus 6P. It also gets a little bit warm with usage, but it never gets hot. So yes, it does get a little bit warm because it has a metallic back, but I did not exhibit any overheating issues. Even I posted the gaming review when I did continuous gaming for over 15 minutes, and I think the max it touched was about 44 degrees Celsius. So yes, it will get a little bit warm, but no overheating issues. Regarding battery life, I would say I was able to get a screen on time of close to about 4 hours. And definitely compared to the K4 Note, much better battery life. So again, guys, it's been over 30 minutes now, so I will be ending this live Q&A session. And again, thanks for joining me on this special event, because it was out of schedule, but still quite a few of you have joined, so thumbs up for that. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. And we'll be doing this live Q&A session with the regular schedule, that is on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. So I hope to see you again in my next video. Thanks for joining, and again, see you later, guys, and take care.